Welcome to the IHH for Veterans weekly live stream. Here at IHH for Veterans, we specialize in assisting veterans with their physical and mental health transformation. This group addresses the unique challenges of veterans to improve their overall quality of life. The live stream this evening will be discussing A Black Tuskegee Airman by Aaron Cressray and T.J. Cooney. James H. Harvey III, 100, remembers standing in the front yard of his Pennsylvania home when he saw a group of P-40 military planes flying in formation above him. He thought that one day he'd like to be a pilot too. So when he was 19, during the height of World War II, he went to the Army Air Corps recruiting office to sign up. He was told they weren't taking enlistments. What they really were saying was they didn't want me because of my color, says Harvey, who is an African American. Months later, he was drafted into the Army and assigned to a unit tasked with building airfields. Still, he dreamed of flying, so he decided to apply to the Army's Aviation Cadet Training Program. There were 10 applicants, 9 white and Harvey, and he was one of only 2 who passed the exam to begin cadet training. From there, Harvey went to the segregated airfield in Tuskegee, Alabama, where Black pilots received their basic and advanced training. The instructor gave me maneuvers to practice. I practiced until I nailed it, he says. Flying is great. It's great up there in that machine all by yourself. You're in complete control. You can't screw up. No room for error. None. I was the best at what I did. Upon completing this combat training in April 1945, Harvey joined the 332nd Fighter Group, later known as the Tuskegee Airmen. Just as the pilots were packing their bags to board a ship to Europe, they were told to stand down. The war in Italy was over, and the fight in the rest of the European theater was expected to wind down. 4 years later, with no war to fight, the Air Force staged its first ever competition to find their Top Gun pilots. A Top Gun victory swept under the rug. For the competition, the Air Force Chief of Staff instructed each fighter group to send its 3 best pilots to participate in a 10-day aerial contest at the Las Vegas Air Force Base, known as Nellis Air Force Base. In addition to Harvey, the Tuskegee team included Captain Alva Temple, First Lieutenant Harry Stewart Jr., First Lieutenant Halbert Alexander, an alternate member. We as a race of people weren't expected to do anything. Everything was negative. The only thing left for us to do was go out and win this meet, Harvey says. The event consisted of a series of competitions to test the team's aerial skill and prowess. While their opponents were flying the Air Force's latest planes, the Tuskegee Airmen were stuck with older, heavy aircraft. It didn't matter, though, Harvey said. It's the skill of the pilot that determines what's going to happen. They were there to compete, and we were there to win. And winning is what the 332nd did, ranking up high scores that Harvey remains proud of today. When it was announced that the 332nd had won the trophy, the room was quiet. There was no applause or anything like that because we weren't expected and supposed to win it, he said. Little did I know that this was the last time the public would see the trophy for 55 years. Our victory was swept under the rug. The trophy mysteriously disappeared. Nevertheless, Harvey went on to become the first Black pilot to ever fly a fighter jet in combat. He piloted 126 combat missions in the Korean War fighter jet plane in combat. He piloted 126 combat missions in the Korean War and retired from the Air Force in 1965. He received numerous military awards, including the Congressional Gold Medal, which was awarded to every Tuskegee Airman in 2007. Recognition more than a half century later, decades passed, the Airman's Gunnery Trophy remained lost, and the annual Air Force Almanac still listed the winners of the 1949 competition as unknown. In 1993, Stewart, one of the Tuskegee competitors, returned to Nellis Air Force Base and found documentation of their win. He presented it to the Air Force, correcting the record. 10 years later, Zellie Orr, president of the Tuskegee Airmen chapter in Atlanta, made it her mission to find the actual trophy. After spending 5 days in the storage area at the National Museum of the Air Force in Ohio, she found it. Still, even with the trophy now on display, the inaugural Top Gun winners had yet to receive any official recognition of their victory at Nellis Air Force Base. Wish of a Lifetime from the WARP heard about how the Tuskegee Airmen had never received official recognition at the original airfield where the 1949 competition was held. So they reached out to Harvey. My wish was to go to Nellis Air Force Base and see us listed right at the top as far as the weapons meets go, Harvey said. Wish of a Lifetime contacted the Air Force Association to organize a ceremony to recognize Harvey and the 332nd Fighter pilots. On January 13, 2022, at Nellis Air Force Base, a plaque was mounted in a commemorative ceremony honoring the historic moment in Tuskegee Airmen history. Today proves that if you believe in something and you stay at it, you'll finally get the recognition, Harvey said after the ceremony. And this plaque, finally, after many years, will be at the top, number 1, an honorary promotion. In November 2023, Harvey received an honorary promotion to the rank of colonel during halftime at a game between the Air Force Academy Falcons and the Military Academy Black Knights. In honor of Harvey and all Tuskegee Airmen, 2 iconic planes, the P-47 Thunderbolt and the P-51 Mustang, soared overhead during the game. Both aircraft flown by Tuskegee Airmen played crucial roles during the World War II and in the first aerial gunnery competition. During the ceremony, both of Harvey's daughters and his niece pinned on the Silver Eagle rank of colonel to his uniform, making his promotion. To schedule a complimentary assessment, go to my website, veteranvictory.org. Thank you and good evening.